All right, welcome to another episode of Key Biscayne Stories where neighbors meet neighbors. Today, I have Avy Cohen. He is one of the co-owners of La Boulangerie, a place that almost everybody here in the Key already knows. Big fan of the croissants there, and of course, many breakfast and lunch options. So I reached out via Instagram and they responded right away, and I had the pleasure to have a nice pre-podcast conversation with Avy to talk about today's podcast. I'm excited. Thank you for joining us today. How are you?
Good, Alejandro. Thank you for having us in your program. We're excited to be here, and we're glad to be part of this community.
Awesome. So I have an icebreaker question for you.
Yes.
Tell us something about yourself that most people don't know.
I'm a control freak. So yeah, I get very, very detailed about the things that we do, and I try to control everything that's going on in our business, one way or another. And yeah, I guess that's one thing that a lot of people don't know about me.
Are you making the desserts too? Like to that
No,
point?
but
To that point?
I did get into the desserts. I did get into the croissant making, everything.
Okay. Well, that's good though. That's good to do every step of the operation so you know what you're talking about when you tell someone, no, the croissants are not frozen enough because
Exactly.
I know.
Yeah, exactly. I agreed. I couldn't agree more.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about your background. How did it all begin? How did it all start?
Well, we come from Venezuela originally.
Mm.
My family has a French background as well. I was born in Venezuela. My partners also were born in Venezuela. My brother, who's also a partner with us, and we had restaurants in Venezuela. Three of the partners had restaurants in Venezuela. We had them for 8 years. There were different concepts, bigger locations, more of a sit-down style restaurant, fish related, tablecloth and all that. Due to the situation, the political situation in Venezuela, we decided we needed to migrate. We had kids, we had wives and families. So, it became a real problem to be there. And we were sacrificing a lot, even to work in restaurants. It was very hard. So we decided to migrate. And thanks to one of my partners, which is Gabriel, he was the one that knew Massimo Stanzione from Key Biscayne. He originally had the business there. It was called La Nouvelle Boulangerie. And he had done something really right. He had it for 14 years before we got the business. And when we came in, as I told you, we were, trying to see different businesses, and he was very strict and very firm on his price. He didn't want to budge, and it was a very high price at the time. But he was very nice as well in letting us be there for 3 months and analyzing the business from the inside and actually managing the business as if it was our own. So we went in, Gabriel and I was coming back and forth from Venezuela. Gabriel was already moved here. He was an American already, so he moved first, and he wasn't married by that time. So we started managing the business. And after 3 months, we decided we loved the community in Key Biscayne. It was very nice. We felt that it was a very closed community. Everybody knew each other. They were very loyal to the location. And there were a couple of things that we saw as previous restaurant owners. We knew that we could do better, or we thought we could do better, and we could replicate. We wanted to move away, as I told you, from Venezuela. The type of businesses we had were very, very intensive, very capital intensive. We had a lot of human resources there, and we wanted to do something on a smaller footprint. And we thought Key Biscayne was a great starting point. So we bought it from Massimo. Massimo helped us a lot at the beginning. He gave us every single advice he could about the Keys. He lived there for a long time. Gabriel knew a lot of his friends as well there. So we started managing the business in the shadows, little by little. We didn't want to cause a commotion between people, saying, oh, they changed ownership. You know how it is sometimes. And, we did change the name. We wanted to have our own name, trademark our name. And we had the background, we had the French side as well. So, it was a concept that we felt comfortable with. We had done things similar in Venezuela with breads and other stuff. So we decided we could take on the challenge. And from there, our story began. We started managing it. We started little by little changing the low-hanging fruits, that we saw. We started shifting the concept to what it is today, to what we wanted it to be, organizing it more, bringing in more systems in place. And then we started to, open the second location. When I moved here, we couldn't live out of one location. So we needed to move, we needed to open more. So we had negotiated one in Aventura, and we were kind of in talks with one in Coral Way, but that gentleman was, going back and forth, so we weren't sure. It turned out that we actually got both stores, and we pretty much opened them 1 month apart. It was a very hectic time. I couldn't tell you that, you know, it was easy. It wasn't easy, but we did it. We were 4 partners, so, you know, it's been great. We can count on each other. Everybody has their own strengths. So, and we knew each other from way back. So it was great starting like that. When we opened the 3rd location, which was Coral Way, we definitely needed a bigger space to make the products. When we bought the first location in Key Biscayne, most of the products were bought from third parties, and we weren't so happy with the quality of the products, right? So the croissants were made in-house, but we didn't like too much, you know, the way they were being made and the recipes, and, you know, they were good. I can't tell you they were very good, but we thought there was a better way. And even with the desserts and soups and the sauces and the quiches and the pastas and things that we offered, we wanted to have consistency. So we moved the commissary to the location in Coral Way, which is the biggest location we had at that time. In the back, we had a couple of, you know, 3,000 to 4,000 square foot. So we decided to do the commissary there. And we started, you know, we brought a baker from France who was a 5th generation baker. He's a very good friend of ours. He also helped us in you know, tweak the recipe even more. And that's where I would tell you that, yeah, I definitely got my hands dirty in you know, making the croissants, and learned every single detail that I didn't know by then. It was a great experience. We improved the product really well. We achieved the consistency that we wanted. And you know, after that, our goal was to be able to replicate the concept even further. So we started opening more locations, and thank God now we have 6 locations and the commissary rolling. We make 77 products at our commissary location, which includes sauces, dressings, and the baked goods. And as I told you, all the croissants, in the process of making the croissant, they always get frozen at one point, so that the dough and the butter, you know, keep their separations that's needed for them to, once you proof them, that makes the flakiness of the croissant. So we decided we could deliver to each store and distribute to each store the croissants frozen. It would make more sense. We'd have, you know, one central commissary that would really take care of the quality and the control of the product. And that way the stores would prove them at the store according to their rotation, and then they would definitely bake them fresh every single day for the customers. So that's what we decided to do little by little, and that's where we're at right now.
Well, I like that you touched on the croissants, because that's one of my go-to favorites, because once a week I meet up with a friend of mine in the mornings before work, and we both have a guava and cheese croissant, because they're just the best. And you got it. The flakiness is there. The taste is there. It has just the right amount of guava and cheese inside, because sometimes in some places they you know, they cheat. It's like they don't put enough, but you guys have the right percentages. And I'm not saying that just because you guys are in the Key. It's because I'm a big fan of croissants, and I'm very very tough, you know, very tough critic of my croissants. So you definitely know what you guys are doing there. So that's awesome.
Thank you. That's really good to hear.
So what are some of your favorite dishes that you can share with us?
Wow, I can tell you that the Norwegian Benedictine is great. I love the different temperatures that you get from the smoked salmon, that you get from the egg, the crunchiness that you also have in the dish. It's a mix of flavors, it's a mix of textures, it's a mix of temperatures. So it's a dish that I feel it's a very good experience all in all. I love the croissants for sure, the pain au chocolat, and you know, every single croissant that we make, they're our pride and joy. We have Latin dishes that we're very proud of as well. We bring a lot of the concept that we try to implement, and we hope that it's coming across the way we designed it, is, you know, both Latin Americans and Europeans meet at the table the same way. We get into, you know, with family, friends. It's an experience. It's not fast food. It's something that we don't want it to be too long for it to be made, but it's not fast food. It's made with good ingredients from scratch, you know, for you at that point when you're sitting down. So, and we're not in a box where you can say, oh, you're fast casual, or you're fast food, or no, we're a cafe, a Deli bakery cafe, and we try to provide you the best food we can with the fresh ingredients, fresh quality. So for us, those dishes, the Benedictine, I could tell you the croissants. I love the avocado toasts. They're great. You know, you can try our pastas. We'll definitely surprise you. there's a lot of people that think that, a place that sells mostly baked goods and maybe, some salads and sandwiches, they're not going to be great at pastas. And we're very proud about the 4 pastas that we offer. They're only 4, and it's precisely because of that. We wanted to do them right. And the lasagna and the Parmigiana are great. They're known for it. So that's something that if you want to go there and try them, try the lasagna. It's very good.
Okay, I'm going to take your word for it, because I recently, believe it or not, learned that you guys have, pastas and like a lunch menu. And I was like, because I'm used to the place, like you mentioned, it's bakeries, more like a morning style place set up. Yeah. And then I don't know how I discovered, it was via online. I think Uber Eats, you guys do that?
Yes.
So one day we were just choosing, I got COVID in January, and we were just ordering, from different places. And I was like, the Boulangerie lunch, what? And that's when I learned. I didn't order because I was a little skeptical, but I will take you up on it, and I will definitely try your pasta.
It's very good. And try the bravia, the salad. It's amazing. It's very good.
Okay, I will do that. So what other menu items do you want to, I guess, give more light to? The things that people probably don't know that are there.
Well, yeah, you can definitely ask for the Nuccino, which is a Nutella-based coffee, and it's a great product. People love it. You can try the Dolcino as well, which is made with dulce de leche. It's also a specialty coffee. And due to the pandemic, as I was telling you before, when you said that, I forgot to mention when you said you had COVID. During the pandemic, all the restaurants, went through very hard times, and we were among them as well. Everybody was in the same boat. And we needed to shift in a way, and we saw that a lot of people were cooking at home and were getting a bit desperate about what to do, for dinner, for supper. So we decided that we could definitely have some of our products that were already frozen and that would keep the quality within them, that we could have them as a frozen product that you could take home and maybe bake it at home, and you could either fry them or use the air fryers, or use your convection oven or regular oven. So we put the instructions on the website. We developed a line of frozen products that include, pan de bonos, includes empanadas, tequeños, quiches, soups, sauces. So you could take them home and make them at home, and you would get a great dinner with as little as an effort of putting it in the oven for a couple of minutes and having it ready there. You could have an amazing quiche, and everybody could try something different as well. So that's one of the lines that I encourage people to try. We mentioned the bravia salad before. It's great. The sandwiches are all made in baguettes, so they're great as well. The brie and roasted almond is one of my favorites. You can try all of our soups. The onion soup is vegetarian as well. A lot of people don't know that. And that's been a great point for us, because there's a lot of people, not only the ones that are vegan, but for religious reasons or other reasons, that they choose not to eat, or dairies or meat. So those are also good options, and they're very healthy. It's pure vegetables, especially the vegetable soup, the pumpkin soup, the chickpea soup, all of those.
You also mentioned to me before a pre-podcast that there's videos to help me, right? Yes. Cook.
Yeah. When you log into the website, you can check on the videos. We have a section there, and it's laboulangerie.usa.com. And we wanted to put it as simple as possible. So it's a very easy step-by-step guide that you can use either if you want to fry the products. Some people want to fry the tequeños, other people want to bake them, and other people want to use their air fryer. So you can do them any way that you choose. And they're there for you. It's very easy to see them and do it at home. Believe me, it's something that any of us can do.
Awesome. So environment, you mentioned to me before we started that the environment was very important for you guys at La Boulangerie. Can you share with us some of the examples you guys try to be environmentally friendly?
Well, yes. Starting from the designs of the stores, we use a lot of vintage objects. As you can see, we're very proud about it. We love the decors on our stores. We love the objects that were made before, and we're very, very adamant in reusing things. So all the materials that we try to use are earth materials, very reusable. We avoid plastics as much as we can. We even put our desserts in jars, as I told you, for 2 reasons. One was environmentally, and the other one was on the side of not having gelatins or preservatives in the desserts. So you can take them home, and those jars are glass. They're perfect. Most of our packaging, I would say 99.9% of the packaging is recycled. So, even though we still need to use the plastic cups, because there's not a better option yet, they're all made of recycled materials. And we do want people to know that, because we pay very, very, we pay a big attention to that. We make a lot of effort in sourcing them. Sometimes it's not easy. With COVID, we had a lot of issues with suppliers, and we're still struggling with a lot of them with packaging, but they're there. And it's been a very important part for us. We also avoid waste as much as we can. So, if somebody's coming short of a napkin or two, just ask the waiter, they'll bring more for you. But it's something that we have ingrained in our concept. We don't want to waste things. They're there. If you need them, by all means, have 10. But we try to avoid the waste.
Okay. You mentioned waiter. You have a great team. I normally come in, the days that I come in, Juan Carlos is my frontline waiter there. And, I learned his name, he's learned my name, and we have a great relationship. So tell us about the team.
I could say that that's the best thing of our whole family, the concept and everything. As owners and partners in the business, we've all liked to have people that have been with you for years. And remember, we were buying that store in the beginning, so they were there before us. So we needed them to see that we were there for them as well, and that we were going to get, our hands dirty as well as they would, to get that business running as it was doing, years ago, and that they weren't going to lose their jobs, and that we were going to multiply the business and increase the business and even open opportunities for them in the other locations as well. So that team there, from Julio, the manager, Julio Agudelo, Juan Carlos Agudelo, Sandra, Katy, Hugo, everyone there has been amazing. And they're amazing. They've been like fathers to us, many of them, like giving us advice since the beginning, since the start. And, sometimes they were like, no, don't try that. It's going to be difficult. This market is not going to like it. But, little by little, we were able to give and take a little bit. And, the concept grew to what it is now. And, we're super proud of them. They're, that you couldn't ask for better people there. They know every single customer, which is for us the most important part. They make you feel at home. And, if you can, you might have an issue at a restaurant. That's something that's going to happen eventually at one point or another. The important thing is that you have the people there that care, and that would make everything possible to make you feel better, or to, redeem for what mistake we had made. And that's a great example of a team. They're there for you, and they'll make everything they need to do. And, that's possible, so that you're happy.
So you mentioned there's 4 partners, including yourself, right?
Correct.
So what is your role in particular? How do you guys divide the duties?
Well, we're 4 partners. Gabriel, I'll start with the others first. Gabriel is the partner that's more into operations. He's more in charge of the recipes and maybe the sourcing of the products. Mm-hmm. He's also in charge of 3 of our locations. We've divided, some of our partners go through 3 locations. The other goes to the other 3 locations. So Gabriel takes care of Aventura, Boca Town Center, and Key Biscayne. We grew with Key Biscayne, and he was the first one there. So it's his baby as well, in a way. So he's always there. You can see him from time to time in the Key Biscayne location. Benigno takes care of Benigno Armas. He's more into the design side of the business. He takes care of the advertisement and marketing. And now with Corinne, that she just came on board, now she's taking over that role. But Benigno was the one that, was very into the designs of the stores, the locations, and the workflow, and even the constructions of the locations. Benigno takes care of Pinecrest, Doral, and Coral Way. And then you have my brother, Ariel, who does the human resources, accounting, back office, and everything that we need in order to work and function. Everything that goes behind the scenes is his side. I'm more into the role of the new businesses, where we're going to do the different softwares that we use at the company, and, the reporting, the analytics, the franchising side, which we just started. We just started with our, we finished our franchising documents and legal documents. And we want to push this concept forward and further. And also for the commissary, I'm your guy. So if it's something related to the commissary, I'm more into the manufacturing side of the business as well.
So if for whatever reason the quality of the croissant were to decline, you are the person to tell, hey, Avy, yes, I love the croissants here, so I'm letting you know something happening with this batch.
Yes, sir. Exactly right. Exactly right. And it'll depend. Believe me, Miami is tough because the weather is very, very humid, and you have different seasonalities in terms of, that humidity. So it takes a toll on the croissants. Believe me, it does. Sometimes we've had issues in the past, and it was very hard in pinpointing what it was. And it was something related to the air conditioning at the location, because the croissants were not fermenting as well. due to that, due to the
Ah,
dryness of the, the ambient and everything. So yeah, definitely, if you have an issue with the croissant, let me know. I'll
will
be
do.
glad to help, and we'll analyze it.
Will do. Well, Avy, I know that we're running out of time, but you've done great answering all our questions and letting us know more about the back of how La Boulangerie started and the team behind it. And so I have one more question for
Yep.
you that I ask everybody here. What is your favorite part of Key Biscayne?
Wow, I could say the lighthouse. I love the park. I think it's great. And once you get across the bridge and you see everybody's doing sports and everybody's jogging and you see the golf carts there, I think Key Biscayne is surreal in a way. It's different than any other place that you go to in Miami. It's not a very, like hardcore city that everybody's moving around and craziness and all over. And you have the kids and people seem very happy. It's like a club, and I love that about Key Biscayne. I used to love the Miami Open there. We lost that concession. I'm sorry to that happened, because it was great. You felt it way better. I went to the new one, and at the Hard Rock Stadium, and it's not the same. The ones that have been to the Key Biscayne one know what I'm saying, and it was nice. I think that Key Biscayne offers a lot. It's beautiful all over.
Avy, awesome. Thank you so much for jumping on the show and letting us know more about La Boulangerie and an insight into the team behind it and all the love and effort I'm sure you guys put every day
Thank
for
you,
us.
Alejandro. Thank you for having us and for having our brand in your program. It's great. Hope to see you there soon.
Oh, I'm there on a weekly. Take care.
Take care. Thank you. Bye.